Good morning. So after, this was not part of my Torah portion, but I wanted to share it after worship. But 2 years ago, a lot of y'all stood faithfully to pray for my daughter who was on her deathbed. She was fighting 3 years for an addiction, and we thought she would never get healing from that. She decided on her own 21 days ago to go to California for recovery. And she is doing great. Thank y'all for standing and praying for her. So this Torah portion is Vayak'hel, and it means "and he gathered." And it's in Exodus 35:1 through 38:20. So it starts off with Moses emphasizing the Shabbat and the importance of keeping it a day of rest and doing no work. And then Moses told the children of Israel that Yahweh wants to dwell among us, and for that we need to build a tabernacle for him to dwell. He instructed the children of Israel to bring freewill offerings of gold, silver, bronze, blue, and purple and scarlet fabrics, fine linen, goat's hair, ram skins dyed red, fine leather, acacia wood, oil for the light, and fragrant incense, and onyx with gemstones to mount on the ephod and breastplate. He called forth skilled artisans among the people to make everything God had commanded them. This Torah portion is about offerings of the building of the tabernacle, and the theme is the heart being stirred and the spirit willing to obey and offer more than enough to build a house for Yahweh to dwell among us. Something that stood out to me was this was about a year after the Israelites crossed the Red Sea that they were instructed to build the tabernacle. They were instructed to give the materials with a willing heart. Well, when the Israelites left Egypt, they took the wealth of the Egyptians with them, just as Yahweh said would happen. These material things were more than likely used as the offerings to build the tabernacle. And in Proverbs chapter 13, verse 22, it says, "A good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children, and the wealth of the sinner is stored up for the hands of the righteous." We as believers can trust that if he provided and made a way for them, then he will do it for us. But it comes with a choice to give with a willing heart. The Israelites could have disobeyed and kept their riches, but they gave, so much so that it was more than enough, and they were asked to stop. There are times when Yahweh calls us to give, and we should always expect Yahweh to give back more, because it is one thing that he challenges us to test. So be mindful of the times God calls you to give, and I encourage you to give, because when we do, we see God move clearly in our finances and how he shows up with the funds every week to pay that tithe. Trust that Yahweh is always going before you, preparing your path and providing along the way. You just got to look around and you will see very clearly all the ways Abba is there and has never forsaken you. Shabbat Shalom.